Hello, you are welcome again to the atmosphere of simple gospel truth. We are continuing on our teaching on intimacy with the Holy Spirit. And don't forget, if this video touches your life, try to click the like button, try to subscribe to this channel, try to share the video with other friends as well. In our previous teaching, we have looked into the Holy Spirit as creation. And we see that God never said, "Let there be," in Genesis chapter 1, until the hovering of the Holy Spirit appeared on the surface of the water. And don't forget, I tell you that no matter the dark situation in your life, as long as you are in connection with the Holy Spirit, darkness cannot stand, voidness cannot stand, and confusion in your life cannot stand when the Holy Spirit is there with you. And now we are continuing to look at the Holy Spirit and Christ Jesus at the beginning. And I want us to turn to the book of Luke. We are going to look into Luke chapter 3 from verse 21. But before we get there, I want to open your eyes to see a few things. Luke was one of the gospel writers, and he wrote the book of Acts of Apostles as well. And there was no one in the New Testament that emphasized the place of the Holy Spirit like Luke. You will remember Acts 1:8 that says, "You will receive power. You shall receive power when the Holy Spirit come upon you." Same thing was written by Luke. And right from the inception of his gospel, Luke tried to introduce the Holy Spirit to his reader. For example, in chapter 1, let's see a few things there. Talking about John, the birth of John the Baptist, in Luke chapter 1, verse 15, Luke said, "And he will be filled with the Holy Spirit." And again, coming to the same chapter, verse 35, the angels answer, "The Holy Spirit will come on you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you." The same chapter, verse 41, Luke said, "When Elizabeth heard Mary's greeting, the baby leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit." Leaving that place again and coming down to verse 67 of chapter 1, Luke, his father Zechariah was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied. And again, during the dedication of Jesus at the temple, he spoke about Simeon, and that who was righteous and devout. He was waiting for the consolation of Israel, and the Holy Spirit was on him. You see this man, Luke, talking about the Holy Spirit again and again. And it has been revealed to him by the Holy Spirit that he will not die before he had seen the Lord's Messiah. You see, Luke, the writer of one of the Gospels, talking about intimacy relationship with the Holy Spirit. And that is in the New Testament, as I have said, we have come to the era of the Holy Spirit, unlike in the Old Testament that the Holy Spirit descend and will go. It will come upon people for certain function, and after the function is performed, the Holy Spirit left them. But the Holy Spirit has come to dwell with us in the New Testament. And we are going to look deeper and deeper and deeper into this. But you cannot be launched into the power of the Holy Spirit until you are into intimate relationship with him. And so we saw at the creation how when the Holy Spirit appeared and God spoke, "Let there be." And then in just verse 1 to verse 3 of Genesis chapter 1, we establish the activities of the triune God, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This same thing, it happened again at the inauguration of the ministry of Jesus Christ. In verse 21 of chapter 3 of Luke, when all the people were being baptized, Jesus was baptized too. And as he was praying, heaven was opened, and the Holy Spirit descended on him in bodily form like a dove. Like a dove. You see many things here. He was praying, and heaven was opened. One of the keys that opens heaven is prayer. We will look at that one time. Another key is praises. But Jesus was praying here, and the heaven was opened, and the Holy Spirit descended upon him like a dove. I don't want to forget this. There was a time I make a research about a dove. And a dove is a bird without a gallbladder. A gallbladder is that green thing that is attached to the blood or to the liver of any fowl, any birds or animals. Human being has gallbladder as well, attached to our liver. But someone was making an emphasis that the reason why the Holy Spirit has to come upon Jesus in form of a dove, out of different meaning for this, that a dove is a gentle bird and so on and so forth. One of the most important things I want to drop to you is that the dove is a bird without a gallbladder. And a gallbladder is always bitter. It is attached to the liver of animals. And the simple meaning of this, you cannot flow in the Holy Spirit when you have a gall in your heart. When you have bitterness in your heart, when you have unforgiveness in your heart, you cannot flow in an intimate relationship with the Holy Spirit. I remember in the past, one time I prayed with a particular woman who was diagnosed to have high blood pressure, and she has been carrying this for years, and with junks of pills, tablets to take. And ministry to her and pray with her, I was convinced in my spirit to ask her whom she had in mind that she has not forgiven rather. And I spoke to her about forgiveness, and she cried and cried and cried. Holding hands together and pray, that was the end of the high blood pressure. More than almost 8 years or 10 years now. I don't want to go far on this, we'll still be coming there anyway. But I want to establish the fact that the gallbladder, the bitterness in the life of many have not allowed them to receive or to have intimate relationship with the Holy Spirit. And so when Jesus was being baptized, we see the Trinity as well. There was heaven opening and the Holy Spirit descending in form of a dove, and there was a voice of God the Father saying, "This is my beloved Son, hear ye him." Again we see Trinity. Just before Jesus went fully into his ministry, we see the Spirit, we see the Father, and we see Jesus Christ present in the bodily form as well. And after this, we begin to see how the Holy Spirit was filling Jesus, using Jesus. In chapter 4, verse 1, Luke said, Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, left the Jordan and was led by the Spirit. Again, in that same chapter 4, verse 14, Jesus returned to Galilee in the power of the Spirit. You cannot be a carrier of the Holy Spirit intimately without his power manifesting through you. And news about him spread through the whole countryside. It's so unfortunate that the Holy Spirit many claim to be carrying today has been polluted, or is a counterfeit one that is full of jealousy, anger, lover of money, lover of fame, lover of material things of this world. And the same chapter in verse 18, Jesus said, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of the Lord is on me because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has sent me to heal the brokenhearted and to preach deliverance I used to say jokingly that Jesus was the first to have PhD in missions, in gospel. The Spirit of God was upon him to preach and to heal and to deliver. The same Holy Spirit is ready to use you and myself. As we preach the gospel, he uses us to heal, both physically, emotionally, and spiritually, transforming soul from hell to the kingdom of light, eternal kingdom of God, and to deliver those who were burdened with the load of this world, with satanic yoke. This is what the power of the Holy Spirit does through us when we are in intimate relationship with him. We're going to pause here, and the next teaching we're going to go back into the Old Testament and look at some heroic characters whom the Holy Spirit of God manifests his presence and power through them for the assignment God has called them into. Has God called you to any assignment? You need intimate relationship with the Holy Spirit. And you are a Christian, a child of God, you cannot overcome sin until we are in an intimate relationship with the Holy Spirit. This is the part 2 of the teaching. See you in the next teaching, part 3. Till then, God bless you. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment below, and share this video. God bless you. Bye.